welcome everyone to this webinar. Looking forward to some interactive question and answers, as well as any insights into it. Let's go to the next slide, please. So a little bit about myself. I've been part of the parallel database computing for around 20 years. Worked as an engineer and director of engineering at Netezza. Then I ended up at Parexel, which ended up becoming the core engine behind Redshift. Now, fast forward today, I run the data AI and automation for Mastech globally, and this is very exciting times with all of the talent and some of the tools which we have built. And one of the tools which we will talk about is the workload optimization tool, which is Lightbeam. Next slide, please. So before we get into the demo and talk about the Lightbeam product, the key thing here I just wanted to quickly highlight about Mastech. 41 years old and 41 years in business, across 40 countries globally. We even had a product which was Majesco. Now we are primarily focused on the system integration side of things. 5,700 global force in all the different regions of the world, and at any given point of time, 150 to 200 active customers with 1,500 clients served across 40 countries. And what Mastech offers is primarily we have certain service lines. We are today, which we are going to be talking about, is data automation and AI, which is a service line I had. Digital engineering is another service line. Salesforce, Oracle, and the managed services part of the business. So that's primarily what we focus on. We are very strong in each of we take a lot of pride, very strong in each of these service lines. We have built accelerators and in each of these service lines, which cater to that particular service which we offer, as well as the technology partners like Oracle, Snowflake, dbt, Databricks, Microsoft, and so forth. So our goal is similar thing with the Salesforce as well. We have certain assets, certain accelerators which we have built, which help us speed up the implementation, as well as provide value to the customers. So today's webinar, as we're going to be talking primarily about the data automation and AI, I just wanted to quickly mention 500 plus engineers. We do have business function capabilities within our folks who understand business side of things. 20 plus data science, AI, ML projects which we have delivered. 10 plus accelerators in this space, from migrations as well as modernization. We do support 12 plus technologies, which are our key critical partners. 300 plus certified workforce from the perspective of depending on which technology which we are talking about. What we have done is over the past few years, and these are certain numbers. What we have seen is that which we have been able to consistently impact and provide to the customers is in the reduction in the integration cost is a big one. So we have seen and we have delivered what we call it the accelerated delivery for the projects which we handle. We use certain AI features and to be able to deliver faster, use our accelerators to be able to deliver that value, which is more around efficiency and consistency, which directly impacts the time to production as well as reduction in the cost. All right, so today's topic is specifically focused on the Lightbeam. So, we talked about the different services which we provide and implementations from modernization, lift and shift. But ultimately, what really happens is what we have seen is that once we help a customer pick a solution, or they may already have a solution in place, be it Databricks, be it Snowflake, be it DBT, Fivetran, the entire end-to-end data analytics platforms when they're delivered. The critical point which we see is that the workload optimization still needs to happen over the time as you add more and more pipelines, as you bring in new workloads, and as it gets as it becomes more complicated, which generally these projects are. Many different points to tie them together. The quickly we see that the optimization part takes a long time, and the manual process of doing that optimization um, by the data engineers, database engineers, as well as some of the architects, it can actually take a lot of effort, and it is not on the continuous basis, right? So you might be doing it quarterly or reactively. Our goal with this offering of Lightbeam is to be able to provide you insights, customers' insights for the workload optimization. What is the low-hanging fruit? Where can the optimization happen without actually going into doing it manually? So using some of the AI modules, what we have created is primarily, the business value is that we should be able to get the optimization done on continuous basis. It should have a better admin experience. So it's catering to the platform optimization, and the goal here is for us to be able to be platform independent. So irrespective of what platform you're using, whether it is cost, whether it is bringing in new workloads more efficiently, whether continuously keeping an eye on the existing workloads and making sure that they're running optimally, all of that is covered as part of this offering. Next slide, please. So I think this is an important couple of points before we get into the demo. So when you look at the two critical points, is one is the workload insights, right? So we should be able to get the insights that where are we spending the majority of our dollars when we're looking at the analytical workload. The second, which is even more important, is what is the optimization which can be offered without really going deeper manually. Automatically, it should be able to provide you optimization and say that, okay, these are the optimization on a daily basis, so that it doesn't really, you don't build up the engineering debt to be able to keep carrying it forward. So the goal is that you don't build the engineering debt, be able to look at the optimization and resolve it right then and there. So that was the goal. This product right now is implemented at a couple of our customers, and we can talk about those customers as well. We are seeing that we are able to, there's when you look at a typical analytical project, you look at the ingestion side of things, and then there's the consumption side of workload. So this does cater to both sides, but right now it's more focused. I would say 75% of features are more focused on the consumption side, because that's where we find that spend is a lot more, because the left side is generally more consistent. As you keep bringing in new workloads, you have more control on that side. But ad hoc questions which are being asked on the consumption side generally can trigger quite a bit of workload, which may be unpredictable. So to be able to tackle that unpredictable load is where and provide you the optimizations which are necessary or which may be necessary. That's the goal. Our other goal is that as a customer, when you look at bringing in new workloads, how can you do more with less? That's the outcome which we want to see, and which is what we have seen, and we are very encouraged with a couple of implementations which we have with customers, that what they are able to do is they are able to bring in new workloads onto the existing platform. Of course, there's going to be some more amount of dollars which are going to be spent in bringing new workloads, but if if this product wasn't there, the what we have seen is the amount of dollars being spent on new workloads would be almost 2 to 3x. So now that's what we have seen in our initial engagements, and now that's why we are opening it up to a wider audience. So having said that, I believe that we can probably quickly get into a live demo of Lightbeam. So this is the portal. It is available as a service. Reality is that you can actually sign up just going on the website, Lightbeam Data Cloud, and you can sign up. You don't really need to reach out to any solution architect. We're confident that it's pretty straightforward to sign up. This is just one of our instances which we are using internally, so that's what we are logging on. So let's go ahead and log into it. And this is the landing page of the overview across all of the entire. So let's say a customer has 100, or 10 or 5 different customer, platform clusters. At the same time, they may also have dev environment, UAT, and production. This is providing you, obviously you'll have to integrate, you'll have to bring in your instances into it. But this landing page is giving you a overview across all of the environments and all of the warehouses which you have attached to Lightbeam. So this is the landing page. It primarily gives you a very quick snapshot of what your compute spend is, how many total users are active there, how many warehouses exist, number of databases across, and then of course you can drill down to each of the instances. Number of queries being executed on average per day. That's across all of your environments. So this is our controlled environment, which is within our within Mastrix cloud installation. So that's what we are showing right now. Okay, let's go to the instance one, please. Here is one of our first instances, and if you look at, this is the daily 360 view. So this is giving you a snapshot of last 24 hours. The goal is for us to be able to give you a snapshot that in this particular instance, what does the workload look like? So there were 2 aspects which I talked about. One is giving insights, and then giving the optimization, and what is the low-hanging fruit? How can you optimize it continuously? So it does monitor your without looking at any PI information or any of the user data. It's just looking at your log files, and what it's trying to do is it continuously keeps learning based on the workload. As the workload changes, it uses certain AI modules to be able to learn that how the workload is changing. And this is a snapshot, but when we go into the optimization, that's where the magic happens. Here, what we see is the same landing dashboard, but at an instance level. So that's it's a breakdown for the instance. You can slice and dice this data many other ways, right? So in certain cases, you may want to look at the users. Certain cases, you may want to slice and dice this data by that where am I spending from which user is hogging the system most, or which particular database instance might be the most expensive one or most utilized one. It may also, some of them might be that by which, there are multiple warehouse sizes, cluster sizes, depending on what technology you're using. So you may want to look at that, okay, where is the spend going? In certain cases, it's important that you can use this model to do the chargeback if that's one of the insights which you want to get. But this provides you on daily basis, so you don't have to really. And these are all plugged into the system tables which exist on all the major platforms. So you can actually use this to have multiple snapshots depending on what the liking is or what the requirement is. you're looking at the same data, but in multiple ways. I think if you go into the performance tab real quick, this is where it's important that where we start to see the scenarios, where we start to see the long running queries. So it automatically will identify from the log files that which are your long running queries, how long they're running, which warehouse users. It is still providing you the insights so that you can, and it does recognize the pattern that the same queries, like, if you run one time a long running query, sure, that can happen. But reality is when you ask questions, repetitive questions, and that those questions are getting repeated, and they're taking a long time. They're definitely something which you want to look at. So what this has the intelligence built in is that it will automatically provide you the long running queries which have been run multiple times, and there is a repetition, there's a pattern to it. And then after that, it also provides you suggestions and insights into that. What can you do to improve it? So that's the most important part which we have built, which is our optimizer. And if you go into the let's take an example of one of the queries, please, and go into the recommendation of, for example, one critical area is what we see is, when you have a complicated schema, when you have implementation, there may be a materialized view on an aggregate table which has been created for a particular user. And the likelihood is that some other user within the organization may be looking at the same data or same aggregate level, but a different measure, right? So those are the kind of things which this can automatically point out. So for example, a user A may be looking at total sales by month and by region. And there's an aggregate table which has been created by month and region. Another user may be looking at the same information, but broken down by month and product category. So Lightbeam can actually look at the workload, and based on that can quickly recommend that you already have an aggregate table, which is at month level, which is at region level. There are 5 other users or 1 other user who's continuously looking for the same information. And rather than going to the transaction table, which is taking a much longer time, you can actually just add, it'll recommend you that you can add the product category into that same aggregate. If the grain is the same aggregate, so it has intelligence built into it, where it can add that, where it can recommend that add that product category, and your savings can be substantial depending on what the workload is. If it is a repetitive workload, the chances are you're going to save. This is just one example which I'm giving you, but then being able to provide that optimization, being able to provide that very specific, looking at all the thousands, tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of queries, the workload which is coming in, and to be able to take that information out and provide recommendations based on that. That's the beauty of this product. That's how it does optimization. Not only it'll show you what the optimization looks like, it will also at the same time provide you what the potential of the total cost savings may be. So if you optimize this workload, it will provide you that if the recommendations are implemented, this is what the total potential savings look like. You can do it at the query level if you want. You can drill down to a particular query and do it at the query level, or you can actually give it. It's a batch mode where you can actually give, like, say last 100 long running queries, which may be for long running queries to optimize, and it will automatically pick it. You can specify that look at last 14 days, 30 days, 60 days. So that, because the reason why we are keeping it up to 60 days is because the consumption pattern in a true analytical system changes very, very quickly, right? So you may start using you may start with a workload which may be A, but as your maturity, as the data analytics systems are used more and more, more ad hoc questions are being asked. That workload changes, the business requirement changes, and it directly impacts how your analytical systems are being used. So keeping that in mind, we believe that 60 days is what we can go after. So, but if you want to expand it, we can definitely expand it. Generally, top 100 is a good number for the for to be able to look at it. But I believe, we believe that if these parameters need to be expanded, they're configurable, and we can expand these parameters as well. So what we are seeing right now is the bulk query optimizer. So this optimizer basically looks at we are saying that give me the top 20 long running queries in last 7 days, and it will quickly take a look at it and gives you an optimized version with a clear recommendation that if you optimize it, this is what these 20 queries can potentially save can make it faster. So some could be 10x faster, some maybe only 20% faster, depending on what the nature of the query is. Okay. So, and the last one, which I want to quickly talk about, is this single query. So if we have one particular query which we know, for example, that this is causing a lot of problem, we can give it to the optimizer. We can say, okay, this is the query ID, and this is an example. It will quickly. You can take the query ID. You can provide to it, and the analysis reports is shown on the right hand side. And then, of course, you can take it and it will generate a more optimized version of the same query and giving you the potential optimization which can happen from the time perspective as well as the cost perspective. Let's go to the schema optimization really quick. So the schema optimization right now has primarily one feature, which is geared towards aggregate tables and materialized views. If you already have an existing materialized view, you will get recommendations that if you change that materialized view in certain things, how much of the workload can go towards the new materialized view rather than going to the detailed tables and aggregating the data on the fly. Or if you don't have a materialized view and you just have given a plain schema, it can also provide you an insight into saying that it might be beneficial for you to create these aggregate tables or an aggregate table or materialized view. And you can actually offload a bunch of this workload, which is going on at the transaction tables onto this new aggregate table or new aggregate tables, materialized views, and the potential savings thereof. So here is what it provides you the DDL. It will also provide you all the information around it, that why we recommendation. Like for example, in this case, saying if you combine these materialized view into a single optimized view, you will be more better benefited because they're probably at the same grain, or they may be. So you save on the duplication side of the data, as well as you can create one single view, easy to manage and easy to explain to the users as well. So having said that, these are the highlights of Lightbeam. We are adding more and more features. Join optimization is coming in as a next feature. There is a query context which is coming in, where, for example, you may be doing for example, there are semi-additive measures when you do count distincts, when you can't really store them. How to improve the efficiency on that? How many queries are spilling out of the disk? Do you want to do warehouse level optimizations? This will automatically be generated for you. Those are the insights which are coming in as a new release, and they will be provided as part of this product. So this is more of an efficiency assistant product for efficiency, improving the efficiency, as well as providing detailed insights and make it efficient to constantly keep improving your analytical platform. So that's what I had today. I'll be happy to take any questions which may have come in.
We do have one question. We can take up that first question. It says, can Lightbeam integrate with other cloud platforms beyond the current Snowflake that you have just shown?
Yes. So currently, this is platform independent. We have Snowflake, Databricks. We are adding Google BigQuery to it.
Okay. There's another question. How do I get a potential savings using the Lightbeam platform?
So potential savings, we have a dashboard. If we quickly want to go, actually, when we go into the optimization, it shows you the potential savings, and obviously you have to implement the recommendations, which is not metered here. So we do provide the product can provide the recommendations. The implementation of that obviously needs to happen to be able to see the savings. It does provide you insights into that if you do implement these the recommendations, it gives you what the potential savings can be. And then on a continuous basis, when you go into the landing page, you will start to see the spend, either it's, taking effect. So if you implement those suggestions, you will see the impact of it right on the landing pages.
Perfect. Then we have another question. How quickly can I get up and running?
Yeah, so right now this is a self-service. You can actually just sign up. We are very, very confident that you can just go onto the website. We will send the URL. You can sign up onto it. You can configure it. Very easy to configure. It should not take you too long to be able to up and running. And then of course we have a support where there's a support email or right on the website. You can just send an email if you have any questions. That's how we believe that that's how confident we are that this can benefit the customers.
Perfect. Okay. That brings us the end of the question answer round.
Okay. So we will be at the Snowflake Summit, which is coming up in June. And if anybody would like to, and this will be part of one of the demos, which will be given there. But we also have a happy hour event. So if you want to I just want to bring that up so that you can, if somebody wants to join us on June 3rd, we are hosting an event. Some of our customers will be there who are part of who may be using Lightbeam. So anybody is more than welcome to come in and join us and ask any questions, see what the experience is, and what other customers are saying about how they've utilized Lightbeam. Our booth number is 21. So hopefully we can see some of the folks come in and take a look at it in real time. Okay. Anjali, if there's no more questions, then I think that was it.
Yes. So thank you everyone for taking out your time today. As a reminder, we will be sending out the recording of the session and it will be available to you in a couple of days. And thank you again for joining the session. Thank you, Lokesh.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Bye.